All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Diamond Zone, Monday morning edition. Hi. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I know we did. It was, wow, it just seems like 2 days just went like that. But anyway, as we always do, let's talk about some of the upcoming events that we have, starting with this weekend. Let's see, screen share, hang on. You all know that we have the big event at the Renaissance Hotel in Los Angeles called All My Life, and you'll have leaders like Ramasio Fulcher, Chad Anatita, our brand new Vice President of Sales, and so it's going to be a great event, guys, whoever's coming. In fact, if you're coming, drop a 1. I don't know who's coming from Diamond Zone. But that'll be a great event. I could go look back at this later. Also, tonight, as you know, is our opportunity presentation, 6 o'clock at privatehelomeeting.com. Privatehelomeeting.com, 6 o'clock tonight. So with that, I want to start with our lead in to what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. John Maxwell, and this will lead into the training that I'm going to do.
Hi, my name is John Maxwell. I'm glad you're with me today on Minute with Maxwell, and I would like to talk to you on the principle of communication. What does it mean to communicate with someone? Now, what we do every day, I do this, you do this, we talk. We talk all day. I talk to people, talk to ourselves, but we spend the day talking. I don't know how many words a day, but hundreds and hundreds, thousands probably of words that we talk. But we talk all day. I've always been interested about the fact that we do something so much, but sometimes we don't really get good at it. In other words, we just talk. And there's a difference between just talking and communicating. The word communis is a word that basically means find common ground, find community that allows us to be together. And I would like to talk to you about that common ground of communication, that ability to find a place where there you are with other people and you are on the same ground, on the same page, and you're truly connecting. And I've asked myself, why do so many people talk and so few connect? And I've come to the conclusion that it just takes energy and effort to connect. Connection is all about you. If I'm going to connect with you, I've got to find out where you are and what you're interested in. And I've got to go to your place. I've got to make that effort. And I think a lot of people, they just don't want to make the effort, not realizing the rewards that come from connecting with people. You see, once you connect with a person, there is a relational, emotional connection that is more than words. In fact, it's what bonds people together. It's what gets people to give you that extra effort. It's what increases the energy level of the relationship itself. It's one thing to have a conversation. It's entirely different to connect. And so when I'm in a group or with a group, and there's a lot of talking going on, I'm always looking at them and asking myself the question, who's connecting, who isn't, why are they or why are they not? And I just want you to know that you need to be intentional. You have to want to connect with a person, and you have to give energy. You have to put forth the effort to connect with the person. And thirdly, you've got to understand that it's in their world that they live. And because they live in their world and not yours, all the major transformation that's going to happen will happen from their perspective, not yours. And so, therefore, it's not near as important for me to tell you what I know as it is for me to know what you know. Because the moment that I know where you are and who you are and what you love, that's the moment that all conversation begins to take a whole new form of energy and life in it. Is it not true? When you finish a conversation with some people, it's all about them, and they walk away and they're very fulfilled because it was all about them. And then there's some conversations you have, you realize that you intentionally poured into their life. And it's not only about them, but it's about them becoming a better person, improving, getting better in their life, going further. My desire is to always connect with a purpose. In fact, I stay with it until I do connect with a purpose. I hope that you'll now begin to look at communication at an entirely different level. It's not that you said something, but it's that you said something that made an impact, that made a difference. Most conversations are forgettable in the next minute. When you connect, you may even forget what they say, but you will not forget how you feel. John Maxwell here. Glad you're with me on Minute with Maxwell.
Okay, so obviously the purpose of me sharing that with you is, you know, if you look at, let me make sure I get this out of here. If you look at our business, guys, that's what we do. And, you know, there's different notes I just took as I go into this training. Effort and energy. Effort and energy. You've heard us say many times that you got to be mentally prepared when you go out there to make a phone call, to send a text, to engage in a conversation. You got to be mentally prepared to do that. And this is what we mean. Some people talk to talk, and some people talk to communicate. And it is a big, big, big difference there. And if most people talk to talk, but you talk to communicate, there lies the separation. There lies what makes you memorable. And this is the skill set we all have to have. You master this skill set, you master recruiting. You master recruiting, you master building your consumer base. And you could take that skill set anywhere, anywhere. So when I say, right, and you guys understand my message now, you've been with me long enough, right? Whatever the widget is, right, if you master communication, you're going to be able to match the opportunity to the person you're talking to. But the big thing is energy and effort to do this, right? And that's our craft. And what I love what he said is everybody lives in their world. Lisa calls it everybody's in their own movie, right? And so we got to go into their movie first. Here's a big mistake most people make in this industry. We want to vomit our movie all over them, right? We think, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet somebody. I'm just going to vomit everything I know about this opportunity. No, you got to go into their theater first. You got to sit down, right? And you got to get your popcorn and you got to listen to where they're at. And when you do that, right, what happens? You open people up. So I want to just give you just some visuals of this. Let me make sure this goes on from beginning. Well, I don't think you can see that. Hang on. Screen share. Let's go back here. Let's go to, here it is. Okay. Put this up. Because I know a lot of you now you're really starting to put yourself out there with some of the events that you're doing. And I know some of you are tackling your chicken list and you're putting together your plan, right? So what I want to focus in on today, okay, is the key to your business, right? We all know that in the business that we have, let me get this up. Hang on. That's not what I'm training on today. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, I want to focus today on when I lead in with communication, friendshipping, and creating interest. within people. And it's really the most important part, right? When you have your audience, right? And your audience comes from many different things that you will be doing. Your audience will be your personal friends. Your audience will be your family, right? Your audience will be casual acquaintances. Your audience may be from a referral. It could be through a cold market event that you're doing, right? A trade show, a networking event, meeting somebody at the grocery line, right? Meeting somebody at the health club, which, you know, we do almost every day, and just constantly out there meeting people. So this is the friendshipping phase. Now, if I'm mentally prepared and I put myself into this situation, see, you're putting yourself in this situation, but so many people go into some of these situations, right? And they're not mentally prepared to do what they need to do. And this is where you're communicating a message. But the problem is most people start to talk first. I'm out here to communicate my message. I'm here to help you become financially independent. I'm here to get you into my business. No. Properly communicating the business is actually the opposite. Communicating the business starts with you first listening. It starts with you. This is how you properly communicate. How can you properly communicate if you don't know what to communicate? If you're if you're doing this the wrong way, you're assuming what they want to hear. You don't know their hot button. You don't know what movie they're in. What is that saying? You never know what somebody's going through. You never know, okay, what's happening in their life until you first what? Listen. This is the very thing that makes you memorable. This is the very thing, right, that allows you to gain what you need to know about a person to see if there's even a match. Now, my assumption is everybody wants something that we have. But I better my chances if I can narrow in what I know they're looking for. And that comes from listening, guys, first and foremost. And this is why when we say start with your warm market, you now understand why. You already know what message to relay to your warm market because you know them. There's already a relationship there. We don't say start with your warm market, right? Every company out there says this. There's a reason for it. And I'm going to quickly go through my warm market. I'm going to quickly find out if there's an interest or there's not. Because I know I'm going to hit them right between the eyes because I know what they're looking for. I've already listened in some cases for 10, 15, 20 years. Right? You know what they complain about every day because that's your relationship. But if I started to get into acquaintances and referrals and cold market and people I'm always meeting, I don't know the shot. That's the Italian saying. Never open your mouth until you know what the shot is. Okay, do you guys follow what that means? Never open your mouth until you know what the shot is. Which means, how can I possibly relay my opportunity until I know what this person's looking for? Right? And so this is how you do it. You do it by listening and asking questions. And this is how you establish a rapport with these potential prospects. Do you see how our business is a funnel? More people enter at the top than leave at the bottom. In any business, it makes no difference. Most people that walk into a store are just looking, right? Think about it. You go to a store. The salesperson walks up to you. May I help you? What's the first thing out of our mouth? No, just looking. Because you're interpreting that person wants something from you and the wall goes up. I want people to look. I want them to understand, and I got to find out what this person's looking for. And I'm going to do it in an indirect way by asking about the person first. Why? Because I told you earlier, they're in their movie. They're in their own world, right? And most people, you got to find out what movie they're even in. And this is the questions you ask, right? The questions that you're asking with some of these people, your potential prospects, first of all, comes from your urgency. Your urgency. Now, without going into that particular training, where does your urgency come from? Everybody on Diamond Zone, right? Here we go again, new week, right? We just went through another week. Are you moving your business forward? Did your business move forward last week, or did it stay stagnant? If the answer is it stayed stagnant, no urgency. Urgency comes from your why, right? Your why has to be powerful enough to get you up and moving to create the urgency. You got to believe in what you're doing. You got to be enthusiastic. Every day I wake up, I'm enthusiastic. I better be. I got people wanting my enthusiasm. Right? I understand that. That's the role I've taken. But it's not manufactured. I do believe that if anybody works this program, it works. You got to be passionate. That drives urgency. You got to find, now listen, something you believe in. I've talked about this. What did everybody believe in the beginning? The vision. I believed in the vision. And all the things that have come our way as we interpret as obstacles sometimes takes away our belief. Right? And confidence in what? You know what you got to believe in? Your why. You got to believe in your vehicle. If not, here's what happens. If someone questions any part of this, stagnation. Is that even a word? I just made it one, okay? You're stagnant. You're an incubator. And I get it, but at some point you got to say, okay. So if I have my group of people that I'm talking to, right, I have to hone my craft. What's my craft? My approach. I got to be very keen on what I'm offering somebody. And the only thing that, this is why everybody can do this. Everybody can listen. Right? And you got to flop to people. You know about this. The way you're going to pull people, the way you're going to pull information from them, the way you're going to become memorable, to understand what movie they're in, is to ask about their family. Let's understand this person's movie. Right? This person may say, you know, I have a child, right? Right now, I'm going through some struggles. They may say, I have a wife who it doesn't matter. If I find out and I ask about someone's family, their movie, right? Their movie is right in front of my eyes. Where do they live? Now I know more about their movie. Could you not say, if you met somebody in your hometown and they told you where they live, couldn't you pretty much determine, right, based on the neighborhood they live in, what kind of house they have? Right, how much the houses in that neighborhood are? So could you not pretty much determine sort of their financial situation? I could. I live in Newport Beach, California. Oh, okay, where? Big Canyon. Bing, 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 bing. Those are minimally $2 million homes, minimum, up to $25 million. We're in Big Canyon. Well, I know Big Canyon. Well, we live on a Big Canyon Circle. Well, those are the $12 million homes. So I just found out a lot about that person's movie. Now watch this. What kind of business are you in? Occupation. Now the person tells me what they do. Oh, now I know about their family, where they live, and their occupation. I pretty much, right, have figured out their movie. And now I could ask other questions. Where did you go to school? Right? How long have you lived in California? It's conversation. This is what John Maxwell was talking about. The energy and effort needed to take to find out about the person's movie. This is key, guys. And then very quickly, I got to sort. I got to determine. I got to move quickly. Because once I find out about the person's movie, I can now, hopefully, right, when I get my chance, match the opportunity to the person I'm talking to. Because the whole game of this, right, and shouldn't be a game. This should be you sincerely want to know about the person. Why? Because I have such a belief in what I have to offer. I know without a doubt everybody would want something I'm offering. That's my assumption. But I got to find out very quickly, hot, warm, or cold. Because if I show a sincere interest in their movie, right, I'm hoping with some of the things I'm throwing out in this conversation, they're going to eventually ask me about my movie. And this is where you got to become prepared. Okay, hang on, my dog needs to come in. There you go, Lily. Lily has her little movie. Okay, she just woke up. All right, so that's the key, hot, warm, or cold. Because if they come back to me and say, Jeff, what do you do? What kind of business are you in? Here I go. And we've trained on this many times, but a lot of people need reminders. Now I can match my movie to theirs. I can match the opportunity. And this is how, right here, guys, this is how you create interest. Creating interest within people. Remember, if I'm talking to my warm market, my warmest of warm market, because you made your list, it's a real simple conversation. Annette, listen, it's Jeff. What's going on, girl? Right? We're good friends. She's my sister. She's a relative, whatever. Listen, Annette, Lisa and I just started something very exciting. I know you want to make more money. I'm putting together my board of directors. I thought of you. I'm sending you this 3-minute video. I want you to watch it. Now, see, that's a warm market because I know her. But if I didn't know Annette, I have to create interest, and I just showed you how. By finding out more about Annette. Right? And then when I find out more about Annette, or whoever it is I'm talking to, I could share my story. I could pull in the benefits of the business. I could share with them, and I could start to sell the dream. But see, the other side of this is, guys, sometimes the friendshiping phase doesn't happen as fast as you want it to. See, we want to move right from friendshipping to creating interest, to creating desire, to sponsoring somebody within a 10-minute conversation. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes a person is just open. My point is, when you go out there with energy and put forth the effort, you're going to find people that want what you have. But that's a plan. Every day it's got to be a plan. And it's amazing, okay, that some people go out there, right, and they'll do this because they're excited. Because weren't we all excited at some point? The whole idea in this business, any business, is maintaining the excitement. Because no matter what you do, things are thrown your way that takes your focus off of your excitement and your enthusiasm. And then we look for all the reasons why it's not working. Okay, I will tell you this. creating interest. It could be in the 3-minute video. But you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to create interest within that person because I want to leave a lasting image. I want them to see this mug when they watch the 3-minute video. I want them to remember the conversation I had with that person because I was able to connect. I connected with my energy. I connected with my communication. I connected because I listened and sincerely wanted to know about that person. That's what I want them to see. I want them to see, man, that guy, that person, that couple, they were memorable. I don't want to be like everybody else. So this is where, and I'm going to say it again, energy comes from. Because without energy, there's no effort. Any business takes energy. It takes excitement. And no one's going to get involved with you if you're not excited. So you got to find a way every day to be excited. This is my way. This is my way. Diamond Zone's my way to get excited. Because I know there's people out there, right, that maybe gets their juice from this. That excites me. But I get more out of this than you do. Because it's a reminder. This is what this is how I get my day started. And I know that people sometimes they need this. Maybe it's the only thing you have that's going to get you excited. But you got to continue the excitement throughout the day. And this is how I tell people, just practice. Just practice communicating with people. Take the agenda out of it. Start there. Take the agenda out of it. And you never know what you're going to develop. You're going to develop maybe a relationship. Right? The person that's showing us houses in Las Vegas, she knew what we did, but we didn't go in like we're just going to get you. No, we developed a relationship. We went to many with different lunches. We went to dinner. Right? I want them to know us, her to know us as people. By the time we were done, she was begging to get involved, and she really had tidbits because she wasn't getting involved with the widget. She wanted to get involved with the person, with the people. And that was a month process. Now she's begging to go, well, how do I get this professional pack? I don't even know if she knows what's in the professional pack. It doesn't matter. Do you guys understand my point? Just give me that top thing. I just want to be involved with you two. She's begging to do it, and we're like, hang on a second. Hang on. Let me make sure. You see? This is where you get good. I want her to know us as people. I want her to know that we do what we say we're going to do. That's how you sell the business. See, when you have enough people in your funnel, you could do it this way. But if you only have one person in your funnel, guess what? That person has a bullseye on their head. And because you need to sponsor somebody, you're trying to pull that person through. They're going, I don't even know what you do. Don't pull me through this funnel. Do you see? When you have a full funnel, you could work your business the right way. So how do you fill up your funnel? It's every day. That's your job. If you don't put people in your funnel every day, that will affect you 30, 60, 90 days from now. Okay? And that's what people don't understand. They may have a good week and they go, man, I had the best week in the past 3 months. I had my best week. Great. But during this best week that you sponsored 2 people, okay, did you put in 14 new people into the funnel? Well, no. Well, then that's going to affect you now a month from now. So this is something you're always doing until you develop your leadership. Always. And now it becomes more of a fun game. okay, when you start to do it. So creating interest. So once I live in their world and I'm out there to communicate, which takes effort, the proper communication takes effort, right? Now I'm finding out all about the person. Okay, now here comes your favorite slide, everybody. So I can now match the opportunity to the person I'm talking to. Did you see the process? Now, it may stop at just relationship right now. They weren't open. That's in my funnel. And I'm going to touch base with that person. You never know, because that person may not be open. Maybe it's bad timing at this point. It doesn't matter. If you did something like this, you found your little success. A little success is, you know what? Today I properly communicated my business with a person. I spent 45 minutes with this person. I found out we had coffee, right? That person now knows a little bit about what I do. The door was open, and I introduced the 3-minute video to that person. Great. Pat yourself on the back. If that was your goal today, it may be that you just developed a relationship and it didn't go there with the 3-minute video. You know, there's many times that I will talk to a person that I don't say, you know what, I'm gonna send you my 3-minute video. It wasn't, I understood what the shot was, and the shot said, build a relationship first. But this is how you build your business. I gotta find out what the person's looking for. And if I flop somebody, I know immediately what the hot button will possibly be. Right? If just by asking what they do, I know a lot about the person. What do you do? Well, I have a job. Oh, what kind of job? And they'll tell you. Does that job, is that a home-based job, or do you go to an office every day? Well, I go to an office every day. So are you working the traditional hours, 8 to 10 to 12? I work 10 hours a day. Ding, ding, ding. Find out a lot right there. I know what he does, so I know what he makes because I know what he does. I know how many hours he works. Now I know he has a family. I know the wife is working. I know the kids are in daycare. Can I not pretty much determine the movie? It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out by asking a couple of questions what that person's movie is. They get up, they're running around like crazy to get the kids ready to go to the daycare. He goes to his job, she goes to her job. They come back, they get their kids, right? They have their dinner. What do you think their movie is? And so now you got to find out more about that person. So now I know a big thing would be lifestyle for that person. I know the big thing for that person, right, could be wanting to take more control. I know if they're both working, they have to both work. So maybe some extra immediate income will allow the wife to stay at home first. How about that one? Right, I've gone down that road many times. I always ask the question, wait, you have 2 kids? How old are they? Oh, they're 4 and 1. Oh, and you're working full time, so where are the kids during the day? Well, they have daycare. Oh. And then maybe I'll ask the question down the line once they find out. Okay, your financial goal. Wouldn't it be great to be able to stay home with your kids? If that relationship keeps going, I could find out more. What would I have to replace in order for you to stay home with your kids? Well, if you take in consideration, you know, the daycare and all this, I just need to make an extra $2,000 a month. And you could be home with your kids? Now I can match the opportunity. See how you do it? Oh, okay, I get it. Now, I know without a doubt we can show you how to make an extra $2,000 a month. See, I haven't even talked about what I do yet. I'm just letting that person know there's another way. Because they don't think this way. They're on the hamster wheel, guys. You're a disruptor. You're here to disrupt what they know, because what they know has gotten them to where they are. And you know without a doubt, given a choice, they don't want to be where they are. Well, you got to let people know there's a choice. There is a choice. There are different ways. You just haven't had enough time to look outside of your wheel because you're in that movie every day. Now here you come with energy, with excitement, right? And all of a sudden now, man, I want what this person has. Maybe there is another way. They know there's other ways, but they're just stuck. And so now I may have given that person enough fuel to want more information. But I had to match the opportunity because I listened first. This is communicating. This is what he was talking about. Because I know without a doubt, regardless of the outcome on that particular conversation, I am now memorable. And when maybe that person gets to a point where they're sick and tired, who do you think they're going to remember? The only person that's ever offered them a different opportunity. I remember what that Jeff guy said. He could get me out of the situation. Yes. This is what happens when you fill up your funnel. This is what happens when you go out there and talk to people. And then everything else is just the stuff. When this is done right, the 3-minute video they're so open, it doesn't matter what comes out of that 3-minute video. It really doesn't. All they keep hearing is, I could be home with my kids. I could be home with my kids. That's all they know. They don't care about the widget. They don't care about any of that stuff. But see, in most cases, we make it about this stuff because that's where you're comfortable. I want to get you comfortable talking about the benefits of the business. That's what I want to get you comfortable with. Every company who has a product knows there's a marketplace for the product. It doesn't matter that. That's not why they got involved. Okay, do people need glasses? Okay, there's a market for glasses. Do people need wearable technology? Yes. Do people need medical care? Yes. Whatever it doesn't matter. Everybody's going to know, well, there's a need for that. But see, what gets them to move is to match the opportunity to the person you're talking to. And these are the different ways of doing it. So remember, guys, it takes energy and effort to properly communicate your opportunity. Okay, thank you guys. Diamond Zone is over. Appreciate all of you. Go practice this today. Make it a point today to go practice what you just learned, okay, today with 3 people. Take the agenda out of it and just listen and practice asking questions and watch what happens. Talk to you guys soon.